So we'll click on this portfolio's homepage navigation bit at the top here, which will bring us back to this dashboard. And we'll go into my portfolios. So here I've made 2 sample portfolios. So those artifacts that I showed you, I'll show you how they look in this portfolio sample that I put together. So we'll open up this portfolio, and here it is. Here's that photo, and then which is one artifact. Here's the bio, which is another artifact. And here is some background images and change of font colors and whatnot that I threw together, which I'll show you how to do. So to begin, what you'll want to do is hit Create Personal Portfolio. And when you hit Create Personal Portfolio, it'll bring you to this page here, where you'll enter the name of your portfolio and the description to sort of remind you of what the portfolio is. And all that is under the Properties tab. Okay, so once you've done that, and I'll just go straight into Edit. This will bring us back to that same page we were at, but this will be with some things filled in already. So that was the properties. So this is the what information I put in for that sample one. And once you hit Save and Continue, it'll take you to the next thing, which is Styles. This is where you can choose the theme of your layout, whether you want the menu items on the left, on the right, sort of on the top, sort of underneath the header. You can choose a background image if you wanted one. This is one I just found online. You can choose different colors or fonts for your fonts, and similar editing options that you could do with the buttons. If you're not interested in playing around with any of these, there are just default colors on there, and so you don't need to play around with anything if you don't want to. But if you wanted to, you can fool around with that a bit. And this is just a marker just for yourself, whether you want to remind yourself that this is still in progress or whether this part of the portfolio is complete. So once you hit Save and Continue, it'll take you to the next thing. So we were in Properties, where we entered the name of the portfolio, and then Style, which is where we are now. And then once you hit Save and Continue, it'll take you to Build. This is the main place where you actually piece together your portfolio. So when you click Create New Page, it'll take you to this screen here where you can enter a title, and whatever title you enter will be one of the titles that one of the menu items that come up here on the left. So you can put your title name, so let's say test title, and then this is a sample title. And then you want to add some content to this page. So when someone clicks that link, what do they see? So straight from here, you can create a new artifact. So we were looking at artifacts before, going through the artifact link and then create new artifact that way. If you wanted to create an artifact while you're making the page, you can just do that straight from here. You can click Create New Artifact. It'll take you to that exact same page. Let's say, however, we've already created that artifact and we just want to add it here. We can click Browse and then just hit Go. And then all your artifacts that you've already made will come up here. So here's the sample reflective piece that we did together. So I'm going to click on that, and I'll hit Submit, and we'll see that this test title, this is a sample title, reflective piece number 1 artifact is now part of this page. I'm going to go ahead and hit Submit, and we'll see here at the bottom, this test title is now here. That artifact we just added is attached to it as well. And if we're like, oh, that was the wrong one, I want to remove it, you can click on that arrow just there and hit Remove, and it'll remove that artifact. Another thing you can do is also move this title, test title, around. If you wanted it all the way at the top, you can pull it all the way to the top if you wanted to, and then we could hit Submit or Save and Continue. I'll hit Submit, and then I can hit View Portfolio, and I see the portfolio that I made comes right at the top. And by default, it'll open up whichever one is on there. And here's the link that I made. Here's a link to my blog, which it will take us to. So we went over what the properties were. Properties were just entering the title. We went over what the style settings were. That was the layout and the colors and the fonts. And we just finished going over the build. So this is the main thing. This is where you'll spend most of your time entering different pages for your portfolio and entering the different artifacts that'll be part of your portfolio. You can also add in headers and footers if you want, something that'll stay constant on each page, I just have a underscore because I didn't really want anything in there, but you can add a header in there. So Sana's portfolio, and that will come up on every page if I put that in there like that, and then hit submit and view. Sana's portfolio will come up at the top there as the header, no matter which link I click on. That was a picture of our kitten. I was just making some sample ones. It's cute. And you can also do the same thing with a footer. I just have an underscore there as our footer as well. So that was the build. And then under edit, the only thing you need to worry about here is whether share portfolio settings, whether the available is checkmarked. If the available is checkmarked, that means you have the option of sharing it with anyone. If anytime you've shared your portfolio with, say, 3 or 4 people and you wanted it to not be available to them anymore, you could click uncheck this and then they wouldn't be able to access it anymore. And you could do the same thing with comments, so whether comments are public to everyone or private to you. Those are all the elements of the personal portfolio: your edit properties, your edit styles, your build, and your edit settings. So settings was the sharing, building was the different pages, styles was the different fonts, and properties simply the title of your portfolio. Once your portfolio is ready to go, you can share your portfolio. So you hit share and you go share with, most probably you'll do users, and you'll enter their uTor IDs here and then hit submit, and then those people will have their portfolios. They'll have a portfolio here, it'll say 1 or whatever, however many people are sharing portfolios with them. That'll increase by 1 once you share it with them, and they'll be able to access your portfolio. So I hope that made sense. So we went over what a personal artifact is and how that relates to personal portfolios. That's the end of the tutorial. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask, and thanks for watching.